What are those, dude? Look above us.
Starting our day off in the Guy Fieri forest. Here in the forest, a lot of the animals tend to blend in very well to their surroundings, so we're going to have to keep our eyes open and see what we can all spot today. Please do not yell, call out, or whistle to those animals. Those noises will actually scare those animals away, and we are here to just observe them and not to interact with them. Now there to your right side is an okapi. They are the ninth most elusive animal in the wild. Whoa. Their dark chestnut forebody and their zebra-like stripes will help them to blend into their surroundings. You see those stripes mimic the sun rays as they peek through a tree or a bush. So when the sun hits them, it helps to break up their silhouette, and that's how they blend so well. Now they're related to the giraffe, not the zebra, as they share the same skull structure and the same long black and blue tongue. Their tongues are about 18 inches long, long enough that they use them to clean their eyeballs and the inside of their ears.
That was the first one. The second one is coming.
Out here in the forest, as I said, we always keep our eyes wide open because they can be hiding anywhere and they can pop up anywhere. You never know what you're going to see. Now, if you look over here to your left-hand side, you are going to see a black rhino, everyone. Now, black rhinos are about 3,000 pounds. They can run at speeds of up to around 35 miles an hour. They're a very solitary animal. Black rhinos tend to spend most of their lifetime by themselves. They'll occasionally stop and say hi to other rhinos, and mothers will stay with their calves. But other than that, they just like to live alone. Now, sadly, there are less than 5,000 of those beautiful rhinos left in the wild due to the constant poaching of their horns. To your right, you're going to see some bongos and greater kudu. The bongo is the copper and orange colored animal way up there on the hill with the horns, and the greater kudu is the sandy colored one without the horns. Now, the greater kudu is actually the second largest antelope there is. That is a female kudu that we saw. Male kudus actually have horns, and the horns of the males are around 6 feet in length on top of their heads, the largest horns of any antelope. To your left are a couple of saddle-billed storks, a bird of about 5 feet tall, but with a wingspan of up to 9 feet across. If you look at the canopy above you, the canopy is 9 feet across. That's how large their wings grow sometimes. I'm taking us down to the Safi River to see if we can locate some hippos or crocodiles to look at. Hippos will spend a good portion of their time in the water, coming out only at nighttime to graze along the riverbank. They're about 5,500 pounds or so, and they are fully grown and can run at about 30 miles an hour, so they are pretty fast. Now they're able to spend about 8 minutes or so under the water before they need to come back up for a little bit of air. You can see a little hippo right over there to your left-hand side.
There's one
now I know that hippos are cute and cuddly, but they are very territorial. They love their space and they will protect it forcefully. They are one of the most territorial animals here in Africa. When they need to establish their territory, they do what's known as a dung shower, and they will spray and fling their dung all across their territories to mark it as their own. Now the larger gray birds right over there, those are pink-backed pelicans, another bird with a wingspan of up to 9 feet as well. Their name pinkback comes from mating season, when their back feathers actually do turn a dusty pink color.
There's one right there, look under the water, he's walking. There's another one right there asleep, 2 of them.
Now as we cross this bridge here, please remain seated, everyone. As we cross this bridge, please remain seated. Now to your left are Nile crocodiles.
Look at all those
Now, Nile crocodile can grow between 16 to 20 feet, live to be up to 45 years. When crocodiles are all on land like this here, it is known as a basque of crocodiles. But when they're in the water together, they're actually known as a float. Not all animal groups will have 2 names like this. Now crocodiles do have a bite strength that's about 2,000 pounds per square inch, which basically means they, once they grab a hold of something, they won't let go of it. Now even though they have that amazing bite strength, crocodiles tend to eat mostly what is in the river with them, which is mostly a lot of fish, even though they are capable of taking on much larger prey with that bite strength. Now we're headed right into the savannah part of the reserve. Out here on the savannah is where giraffes and zebras, antelopes and wildebeest can be spotted. So let's keep our eyes open for them and see what we can all spot today. Now we'll have to keep our eyes open to the bushes and the trees, because out on the savannah during the daytime, those animals will head to those shadier parts to hide out throughout the day and then come back out at nighttime to kind of stand next to each other in what we like to call megaherds. They do this at nighttime because there's all those extra eyes and ears they can use to help one another keep a lookout for those nighttime predators.
I see a zebra.
I see some zebras and some wildebeest and a giraffe as well. Come up here to your right. Now the wildebeest are right there next to that zebra right over there. Wildebeest have the largest migration patterns of any land mammal. When they migrate, they can do so in numbers of up to 1 million at a time. Now, because of their large migration pattern, they sleep in rows that point in all directions. That way it's easy for them to stand up and run away from predators, and they're not running into each other and causing all sorts of confusion by running into each other. There's always at least a couple of them awake to keep a lookout for those predators, and what's really cool is that they can run at about 50 miles an hour, making them one of the fastest land mammals around.
Over here, there's a giraffe.
Now, if you look over to your left, right there inside the cave, you're going to see some painted dogs, or wild African dogs as they are also called. The wild dog is the most efficient pack hunter out here on the savannah. They have an 80% success rate.
Look at that giraffe.
Their success rate is so high because they're great communicators. As they're hunting, they're talking to each other, telling each other what they're doing. So they're able to change their attack patterns very quickly when they need to. They will hunt and stalk their prey for hours until their prey either give up or simply drop from exhaustion. Now to your left back there in the corner are sable antelopes. They're a smaller antelope. They're only about 500 pounds. They're a female-dominated group. They live in groups of around 20. Within their groups, when the males turn 3 years of age, the females will get together and push out all the unwanted males and only keep the single dominant one for themselves. The zebras we're seeing are Hartman Mountain Zebra. They have thicker stripes on their butt and thinner stripes going towards their snout, and their stripes don't wrap around their stomachs. They're around 800 pounds and can run about 25 miles an hour.
Whoa.
To your left are more of those giraffes. Giraffes are about 20 feet tall or so, and they are fully grown and can run about 30 miles an hour. These are Maasai giraffe we're seeing. Besides giraffe have smaller spots, and their spots are actually a bit jagged around the edges. There is one common giraffe and then 9 subspecies of giraffe. Now, if you've ever wondered what color a zebra actually is, always look at their snouts. Their snouts are black, which is actually the color of their skin, so that's how we know they're actually black with white. Now, the giraffe over here, they love to eat. Giraffes will spend about 23.5 hours of their day doing so. A giraffe eats so much they almost forget to sleep, as they only sleep for about 30 minutes each day. They take little naps of around 2 to 3 minutes at a time, and they will sleep standing up. They just kind of lock their large knees in place and fall asleep.
Did you hear him?
Yeah.
A big shake. Don't choke on the powdered sugar. Is that good? What do you think? Good?
Folks, welcome aboard the Sassagoula River Cruise. We are heading to Disney Springs. We're going to be down there in about 15 or 20 minutes. A few safety tips for you, please. Those smoking on the boat, try to remain seated with your arms, hands, feet, and legs inside until I come to a complete stop and give the all clear. If you guys have any questions along the way, or if you see anything along the side that you would like to know a little bit more about, my name's DinoLand. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions, so feel free to give me a shout.
Yes.
Yes. What did he say?
I don't.
Hey, partners! Bud says riding with Slinky Dog on the coaster set reminds him of flying.
Yeah.